Today we are going to make jalapeno pepper jelly. And the ingredients we will need is 15 jalapeno peppers. We will cut and de-seed those. 5 peppermints. 2 packages of liquid pectin. 2 cups apple cider vinegar. Half-pint jars. And 6 cups of sugar. Alright, if you want to be top dog in the kitchen, you'll need one more thing. Rubber gloves. Otherwise, you will burn your eyes or your face after you touch and cut up your jalapeno peppers. Okay, rubber gloves on, jalapeno peppers. First I'll just cut them in half. And then after they're all cut up and de-seeded, I'll run them through some cold water and rinse all the extra seeds out. First thing I'm going to do is put these peppermints in the Ninja and chop them up. Nice fine granule. Those nice and minty. Next up, we'll prep our peppers, and I'm going to use half of the apple cider vinegar, which is 1 cup. Pour that in there, save this for later. And put all the jalapeno peppers in. I cut up 15 of them and rinsed them after I de-seeded them just to get all of the seeds out. There's probably a couple seeds in there. There always is. It's kind of hard to get them all out. I can see them at the bottom of this strainer. There's about 50 of them. There'll be a couple stowaways. Meanwhile, behind me I have the half-pint jars cooking in the big pot back here so I can sanitize them. We'll tighten that up, pop that on. 20 seconds in the Ninja. Perfect way to puree anything. Okay, and we'll set that aside for now. Meanwhile, the pint jars and lids and saucers are coming to a boil. Once that comes to a very light boil, I'll just turn the stove off, and then I'll cover it and let it sit until I'm ready to use it. Then everything will be properly sanitized. And then in my pot, I'm going to add, first I have 3 ingredients here. I have the peppermints, I have the other half a cup of apple cider vinegar, and then my jalapeno peppers. So I'm going to add those. Cup of apple cider vinegar, my peppermints all ground up, and 15 jalapeno peppers with the 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. Now I'm going to boil that, bring that up to a boil. Okay, so now that's bubbling. Give it a nice little mix. And then we're going to add our sugar. That's 6 cups of sugar. Mix that up. And then I will Give that a stir every once in a while. And once that comes to a boil, I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes and boil that for 10 straight minutes. Alright, so that boiled for 10 minutes and I stirred that occasionally. I didn't get any foam, don't know why, maybe it's my secret mixture. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the liquid pectin in. I'm going to put 2 pouches in. And then there's one more topic, food coloring. Do you or don't you? Well, you probably eat plenty of food that's been artificially colored. So I think that food is art and it should be whatever the chef or cook wants it to be. So I put 6 little dots of green food coloring in, and you can see that it's got a nice green hue to it. It just gave it a little extra color. I think it's fun. If you don't want to use it, to each their own. So here is the 2 pouches of liquid pectin that I cut, and we'll just squish that in there and mix that, and then I'll let that cook up for about 1 more minute, and then while that's doing that, I'll take the lid off my big stock pot here, and these have been sitting there soaking for the last 10 minutes. I brought them to a light boil to sanitize them, so I'll take those out and I'll put them over here on my prep station and get ready to pour the jalapeno pepper jelly on into the containers. So we'll just give that 1 more minute and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, I have my prep station all set up here. The first thing I did is I poured from my stock pot my pepper jelly into a glass pitcher. That makes complete and total sense, doesn't it? Why hasn't anyone thought of that before? Much easier to pour into the half-pint jars or whatever size you choose to do. I have my sanitized lids and saucers here, sanitized half-pint jars. So I'm going to take my big mouth funnel and I'll just pour the pepper jelly in with a little bit of room to spare. That way it doesn't push up on the tin. There we go. And now the rest is going to go in this Tupperware container. I'll just put that right into the fridge for later. Easy cleanup. So I'll just lid that, put that in the fridge, and I'll show you how I lid the jar. Since that's hot, I'll put my saucer on top, my screw lid on that, press down, lift up, put it in my hand so I don't burn my hand, and tighten it up so it's just snug. Not too tight, just good and snug. Now, I've lifted up the canister holder here, and I'm going to place these into there and boil for a light boil for 10 minutes, and then we'll bring them out. You can see here I loaded 5 of them on there, and we'll lower that into the water, and there they are in the water, and I'll cover that. Okay, so I pulled my first batch out of the cooker, and that's 5 jars of jelly, and I put in the remaining ones. I'll give you a little peek here. As soon as this starts to boil, I will set the timer for 10 minutes. Oh, it's already got some boiling going. See you in 10 minutes. And now all I have to do is wait for the lids to pop. Alright, it's been another 10 minutes. Jars up. And lift up, pour the water out, and carefully set down to cool. You hear that pop? Turn that off. There's another pop and another pop. Caught that on camera. We'll just let those cool off for a bit. There we have it. Fresh canned jalapeno pepper jelly with peppermint twist. These peppers came out of our garden, so they were nice and fresh. And if I pan to the left, look at what I've got there. I pulled my Tupperware container out of the refrigerator, and by the time I was done making all the jelly, this was ready. So I prepped some Ritz crackers with cream cheese and jalapeno pepper jelly on top, which makes the most delicious treat or appetizer ever. If you want to watch a couple other videos, I'll put them right on the side of the screen right now. There's our steak dinner recipe with a jalapeno pepper jelly glaze, and then I'll put the jalapeno poppers on the grill that we made, and once again we picked those from our garden also. This wouldn't be right unless I did a taste test. There we go. The perfect amount of heat with a little bit of a twist of those peppermints. I love it. I hope you try this and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.